Hello, everyone. Good evening. Well, good night now, isn't it? How are you all? I hope you're all well. So, tonight I'm on my own, as you can see. So, for those who don't know, I'm Kim and I'm chair of PCP Wales, Public Child Protection Wales. And we are leading the fight here in Wales against CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education, which has been rebranded RSE, SRE in England, and RSHP, I think, is called in Scotland. So we're all tied up to the same thing. But what's happening here is in Wales, we've got this radical piece of legislation which is coming. Well, they think is coming, claiming to remove our parental opt out from RSE for children aged 3 to 16 with a whole school approach. So what this means is we're not just looking at a standalone subject, it's going to be in every single subject across the curriculum, even in corridor talk. So what we're dealing with here is quite extensive. We're being told that there's safeguards, this is for inclusivity and for kindness. Well, how much of that does a 36-month-old child need, in every single thing they're learning? Sounds to me a little bit like indoctrination. But there we are. So we got a lot of concerns with this education. As you know, it's global. It's in 52 countries. We know what it looks like. We know the damage it causes. We can see what's happening in America and all around us, including Scotland and England. So, like I said, the legislation has been published. Here in Wales, we are set to start this education this coming week in September from age 3. This is supposed to protect from STIs and teenage pregnancies, but the teenagers aren't getting it for a couple of years yet. So, we got to rush in there to save the 3-year-olds from having unprotected sex. But there we are. So that's why that's our fight, guys. We've got a lot of concerns with the baseless science and ideologies brought into this. Our children are being used as a political ping pong and a social experiment, one which we are going to stop here in Wales. So where are we at with it all? Well, as you know, guys, this week we had a hearing in the High Court. We attempted to get an injunction on this education. What we were asking for was massive, okay? We were asking them to do something that hasn't happened in over 30 years. No judge, realistically, wants to stick their neck on the line and do that anyway, But then on the flip side, there is the potential risk and harm to children. So it was weighed up on balance of convenience. And apparently it would inconvenience our 3-year-olds, our government, if our 3-year-olds didn't get this education. Even though this education still hasn't been written yet. Right? So, this lesson content that we haven't seen, that hasn't been written yet, that they've been working on for 5 years. Yeah, that. So there would have been those who tuned in for the court case. Wow, we actually made history there. There was a login from 21 of the 22 local authorities in Wales. That is magnificent. Practically, it's someone from every local authority in this country almost logged in. That hasn't been achieved anywhere on this planet. So, guys, we all need to give ourselves a big pat on the back for that. Big reason for all those logins was because of the publicity from North Wales. As predicted, eventually that mother, that parent was going to find out. And what's been happening, that parent has been finding out. And like myself, that parent is now putting up with it. And we're seeing this more and more now, okay? We're not seeing this, it's not sporadic anymore now. It's coming in almost every local authority. We've got the local authority groups as well. So people are really starting to connect here. But up in North Wales, so they got their hands on our leaflets. They didn't just take the leaflets and kick off, right? They researched it. They researched it thoroughly. They went back and seen exactly where we took those screenshots from because the references are on our website. So after a lot of research, there is absolutely no denying what is happening here. what we do know is we have been directed to Scotland's lesson content. We filmed ourselves being directed to Scotland's lesson content. So we can pretty much assume that we're going on the same lines. Professor Donaldson wrote that, he's written ours, it's been referenced, we're just waiting for it to come out in Welsh, basically. So what we've done is, obviously we took screenshots of that, created leaflets. These leaflets have gone viral. From that going viral, other parents caught on to it, the newspapers caught on to it, and they published an article saying it was misinformation. The press did contact us. I can show you the email. They asked us for a statement. My statement said something along the lines of, all resources are taken from UK government websites and NGOs, such as UNESCO and the World Health Organization. Okay, so I told them where it came from. So they didn't even check that out, but the parents did. So even the people who didn't actually believe this happened, that newspaper sparked lots of interest. Even people that, didn't believe it. So everyday people who wouldn't get involved in this, they went to the government website. They wasn't satisfied with what they'd seen. There's no lesson content there. It's very vague what they've published. Well, that's because they've been under pressure for 2 years. They can't fly in now because of the pressure applied. And we've brought this now to the public, in the public's eye. So that what kicked off up in North Wales, that has been the reason for this publicity now, right? So also there was the councillors meeting, which we discussed on our last live, but I won't go into that now. So North Wales is alive and kicking on this, right? And that was a big part of the reason why we had so many people then tuned into the court case. So coming back to the court case, guys, there's a bit of confusion about this. Some people think that was the court case, all right? That was not the court case. That was an attempt to block it. And like we said, what we was asking for, we asked for 3 things, I think. So we asked initially to have it suspended until the judicial review was heard. That's something we were asking for that hasn't been done in 30 years. That's like a massive ask, Like if that had been awarded, then that would have been noted for future reference. I mean, it would have been massive. It would have been like famous in the world of law. Then there was something else, and then we put down for just the claimants' children to be excused, because we believed asking for that much and being awarded that much, we could have had precedence for the rest of the children. But we wasn't awarded that. What we did come away with, which was absolutely fantastic, we came away with far more media coverage than what we could have ever hoped for. And we've also got a date as well. So we've got a date for the judicial review, something we didn't have before, something we suspected was going to be dragged out till about Christmas time. So the date for that now, I think, is either the 14th and 15th of November or the 15th and 16th of November. I'll double check that for you guys, right? So what we got from this court case was magnificent. We didn't get the injunction, but we don't really need it, do we? The reason why we don't need it is because so many parents are aware. It's been in mainstream media, national, local rags. Anybody who's anybody knows that there is a battle about sex education. Even if they believe it, they believe the extent of it or not, most people in this country now are aware of what's going on. So the government know that. The government know what's going on. They've had Jeremy Miles to put out a statement saying it's misinformation. We also gave a statement on that as well, and we said if Mr. Miles could clarify which part is misinformation, we will remove it from our presentations. Again, no response to that. Mr. Miles is also claiming now that this is not a global sex education. The previous education minister did that as well. He says, and he did exactly the same as her, it's not a global sex education, but it comes from UNESCO. What is UNESCO? Comprehensive Sexuality Education, which is global. So you need to look into these things. You need to look into these statements made by these people. And I wanted to investigate them in the same way you would investigate us, because your children are at risk here, But like I said, the good news is this: people have gone looking. People have gone looking, they've investigated, they have cleared the Scottish Government website of the entire lesson content. One mother has been banned from social media for sharing a slide from the 9-year-old's lesson, and she was banned for adult nudity and indecent images. Okay, so this is an everyday mother. She's not controversial. She's just everyday normal mother, and she got banned off social media for that. We cannot get this lesson content in the media because it's too graphic. It gets pixelated out. They will not mention it. The same as Jeremy Vine's show. If you look at our first interview with Jeremy Vine, go to the end of that video, you will see a lady from Scotland was told she's not allowed to tell you what is in those lesson content. All she could say was it involves all orifices. So that's a concern, isn't it, guys? So all I ask you to do is investigate. And because this has come to the light now, because this is so massive now, the government are desperate, okay, to calm your anxieties and to prove us liars. But you cannot prove the truth to be a lie, no matter how many times you say it. It's always going to be the truth. So I want to settle your anxiety there, guys, because I can swear, absolutely, I would be very, very surprised if any of this did hit our children's classrooms, all right, in the first couple of weeks of term. I can't see it happening because they know we're watching, they know we're onto them, and they know there's a judicial review looming, right? So I want that to settle your anxieties now, all right? You need to remember that, okay? But still be vigilant. Still be vigilant. Find out everything. Question the children as well. And most importantly, exercise your right to withdraw your child. Just because the Curriculum and Assessment Act 2021 is saying you've got no parental opt-out and the RSE code and guidance is saying you've got no parental opt-out, that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true because the parental opt-out exists in an act from the 18th century, an act from 1944, an act from 1996, and the Human Rights Act. So that piece of legislation doesn't override 4 previous pieces of legislation. So we've told you this now for weeks, we're going to give you this, right? It's written up, it's all written up perfectly. Some of you have seen it on Zoom. We couldn't give it to you sooner. If we give it to you at the start of the school holidays, you're going to run with it, give it to the local authority. The legal teams are going to try their hardest to loop the loop, right? We couldn't do that. First day of term, it goes in to your teachers, head teachers, board of governors, the cleaner, the janitor, right? Give it to them all. Give it to them all. You exercise your right. And you get them to prove that you've got no parental opt-out because it's there. It's there in the 1996 Education Act Section 9. Because the words say in England. We're not in England, we're in Wales. So you have got a parental opt-out. But it's up to you to tell everyone it's there. It's up to you to take this paperwork into school. And it's up to you to make this storm, right? So what will happen, which I suspect will happen from here, is going to cause a lot of problems, all right? It has to go to their legal departments. It has to go to local authority. A lot of people are going to be crapping it when this comes out because it's legislation. We're just quoting legislation to them, right? It's written up properly. But what I suspect will happen, the same as what's happened with the leaflets, I suspect they're going to then issue another statement saying this is false information going around. But again, this is going to be in mainstream media. You're not stupid people. There's solicitors amongst us. There's legal people amongst us. We are not stupid. Teachers are not stupid. Local authorities are not stupid. So again, that is more media exposure. And when people realize they've been lied to, when people realize they've been betrayed and manipulated, that's when they get angry. That's when they get very, very angry. And that's when we move forward. And that only then will we get results. Because people will see the truth. And once you see the truth for yourself, nobody can tell you any different. So everything we're doing is great, okay, guys? Everything we're doing is fantastic. Another thing moving forward, you're all in your local authority groups. Now, if you're not in a local authority group now, comment in any of these things here. And if people see you from their own chat, guys, get connected with each other, get each other in the groups. But remember, these groups can be full of moles. There could be reporters in there. There could be anything. So I want to make this clear on record that we do not man these groups. We're simply there for you to get connected, and we are there to give you the tools to take the next step in this fight on the ground, all right? So you need to be mindful of that. Always speak in there as you would speak in public, all right? Because there is people out there that are dying to drag this campaign down simply because we haven't fallen for their crap, all right? We are not fighting the lie. We're exposing the truth. Okay, that's the difference. Every other campaign out there has started their fight fighting the lie, fighting the cover up. Okay, they've all kicked off on the whole LGBT aspect, and that's the lie, that's the cover up, that's the whitewash. That's just the way in. This runs far deeper than that. So you can't win a fight fighting a lie with a lie. You're never going to win. You're going to keep going around in circles. We're exposing the truth. Very different. Very, very different. We're also uniting people as well. So we're uniting lots and lots of different faiths, different communities, different races, different religions, different cultures. We are doing it. And by doing that, we have become untouchable because we are now the masses. We are the many, not the few. We could be the real Labour Party now, couldn't we? Because we really are the many, not the few. And we really are the hope, not the hate. You know, we are all these things these people claim to be doing. They've never done anything other than cause division. No, let me rephrase that. Sorry. It's not we. The children are uniting us. The children have pulled us together, okay? The children are far more powerful than any lobbyist, any non-government organisation, and any government on this planet. Because the children are us, they're part of us, okay? We are brothers and sisters, and our families are under attack. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else to consider, is there? If you're still on the fence about this, you need to research, okay? This is a serious issue. Do you honestly believe we'd be ploughing every minute of our time into this? We got far better things. I can't say we got far better things to be doing than running around over nothing. At this moment in time, there is nothing more important. And this is why our lives are on hold. This is why we're pouring every hour into this. And we're absolutely exhausted. But you know what? It's paying off. It's paying off. How do we know it's paying off? There was a protest up north today. And that protest up north of this sex education, they hadn't even heard of public child protection wills. I call that amazing. That is a result. So we're not just uniting Wales, we're uniting the entire kingdom, all right? We couldn't do this without the Birmingham boys, could we? We couldn't, let's be honest. They've been with us every step of the way, and they have been our ticket into many communities, which we wouldn't have got into before. We're united now, guys. Where we've been today, I want to give a shout out as well to Mark and Dennis for supporting us today. We went places today, guys, and I'd love to just say, oh, we've been here, we've been there. We've been uniting communities, and let me tell you, the love, the honour. I felt like a queen today, an absolute queen, because I know where they put us amongst themselves. That is a privilege. That is a privilege. And we wasn't put there because of them. We wasn't put there because of us. We were put there because of our children and for the love of our children. We are winning, guys. We are winning. Never in the history of a devolved government, or even in any government for that matter, I know of, has the government had to lock down the councils from their own residents. Our councillors aren't allowed to speak to us. Now is the time to fight, guys. Now is the time to rise on this. There's never going to be another opportunity, right? This is the opportunity, the golden opportunity, and we are doing really, really well. So going back to local authority groups and your plans moving forward, there has been talk about deregistering, and there's also been talk about sit-outs and strikes. People have asked what to do. Answer is simple. What's best for you and your group? I don't know your group better than you. Okay, you guys have been connecting, only you know your strengths. So for some groups, your strength might be, hang on, 20 of us here got children in the same class. Let's empty the class. Emptying an entire class is powerful. Now, I also know we're a bit sporadic as well in some groups, so that's not possible. So let's look at it from another point of view. 200 deregistered children in a local authority at one go for RSE is massive. Massive again. Just as impactful as clearing a classroom. It's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. Whatever works for you. Your strengths for you. You pull together. You look after each other's children. You support each other. Whatever help you need from us, you give us a shout. But you need to stand on your own 2 feet as well now, guys, right? Like I keep saying, we are up here pruning the tree. We can't cut it down from up here. We're just trying to keep this, we're just trying to get this information out there, trying to keep it active. There's not a lot we can do from up here. You axemen down the bottom, you need to chop this bad boy down. I need to chop it down forever. Because there's a lot of kids out there relying on us. It was a preventative campaign. It's now a damage limitation campaign, and we need to act fast. We need to act fast. We're the last to get this. Let's be the first to get it out. Last one in, first one out. That's the way we do things. That's the way it rolls, isn't it? Last one in, first one out. Just makes sense. It's common sense. So we got a couple of presentations this week coming, guys. The Neon in Newport, 7 p.m. Go onto our website, publicchildprotectionwales.org. Click on news, upcoming events, and you'll see things there. I got my wires crossed about Wednesday. We haven't got a presentation Wednesday. It's a private meeting, so scrap what I said about that. Friday, there's an event in Bridgend. Again, that's in the night. I think that's 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. And we've also got one in Swansea then on Sunday, the 11th, and that's 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. That is a joint presentation and workshop with our friends from Birmingham. Really looking forward to that. There's been a lot of work and a lot of effort put into it. People are asking us about our presentations. Can we come to them? We don't organise them. You guys organise them. If you're going to organise a presentation, I suggest you say the area it's in, not the actual location, because the council and people are closing them down. So you have to be a bit fast on that. On the presentation front as well, guys, if anybody out there is confident doing this, you don't have to know all the nitty-gritty. But we want to train you guys up to deliver yourselves, because if we could get 3 presentations going in the same day in different points of the country, it's even better. So if any of you out there's got a confidence to do this, want to learn it, want to edit it to your own style, add your own bits or make your own, but you're unsure how to put it together, come on, let's work together. Because before this, I only knew how to do a PowerPoint because my 8-year-old son taught me years ago. We learned how to video edit together. We've learned how to do a website together. We've learned how to stream together. We learn. We rise to the occasion, guys, all right? We help each other through. So I can see there are just loads and loads of comments on the side there. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not really very good at going through comments and speaking to people like this. I lose if I'm on the phone, I lose my train of thought as well. So I don't think I'm going to go into this stuff now. I'm just going to say, well done, everybody. Leaflets are getting out there. The word is getting out there. The whole of the UK is rising, really, isn't it? Let's be honest here. I think it's the Welsh spirit that's going to get us through, guys. Absolutely, it's infectious. And that's why it's important we come together. Connect. You guys have got to connect on the ground. We are just trying to act so no child is left behind, all right? But you need to be responsible. You need to be over responsible and over protective now for the children in your care, or the children as close to you, or the children you care about. This is where you need to be that parent times 6, okay? And it will pay off. I promise you it will pay off. You know, I've got men on the phone crying to me, not because of the sex education, but because they're witnessing our country coming together and rising on this. People from all walks of life, guys. People who would never get involved in stuff like this. Teachers are coming out of the woodwork. Retired teachers, we've got them in abundance anyway. The retired teachers, they are there. They're absolutely mortified, you know. So, guys, we've got to come together. We are doing it. It is working. Don't be scared of the next few weeks ahead. There is nothing to fear. They know we're on to them. Keep a diary. Be vigilant. Question. Get these letters into your schools, all right? Take them in, email them in, just do everything you can. Don't be scared. You've got nothing. Why are you scared of the truth? Don't be scared of the truth. This is the truth. Don't be scared of it. You shout it from the rooftops. These are your children. This is not an adult issue. This is an attack on our children. A very, very sinister attack. And we're dealing with an attempt. This legislation, had it be what they want it to be, there is nothing more sinister than this. There is nothing more radical than this neither. It's insane, right? So what they've set out to achieve, you should be absolutely boiling at that, let alone the framework, let alone the lesson content, let alone the failings within our system anyway. You should be mad at what they try to do. They try to take control of our children from age 36 months old. They're coming after the home-educated children. Look at the schools bill. Jeremy Miles is not a parent, and he's got an ambitious plan to get you all on some kind of register and get your children incorporated into the curriculum, home-educated or not. You've got a lot to catch up on you guys. I don't expect you to learn it all, but you find one problem within this, the legislation, the framework, whatever works for you, you find one problem and you get to know that single problem. You hold on to it and you run with it. Because believe you me, there's plenty of us behind you here. All right, there is strength in numbers. People are coming forward. You are giving others the confidence. There are mothers out there doing live videos. They have never done a live in their lives. And this, because you've never done a live before, ping, 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 ping. Everybody's phone will ping because you've just gone live. And that's when you reach people. You don't have to be believed. You're speaking the truth. It's not for you to prove you're speaking the truth. It's just for you to know you're talking the truth. Knowing you're talking the truth is enough. Okay, guys, just remember that. I'm going to leave it at that now, guys. That's just an update. Obviously, I did want Lucia on as well, but we're tired. We really are tired. I couldn't even go to Newport after Cardiff today because I knew I wouldn't be fit for the drive home. So, but it's all happening, isn't it? It's all hot. It's hot on the agenda now, guys, and we need to keep it hot, right? It's hotter than Vindaloo. Let's run with it, guys. We are coming. We are coming. And I tell you something for nothing. The government, I wouldn't want to be the government when we rise. This is a step too far. Actually, I think it's a hop, skip, and a jump too far myself. But we will rectify it. And we will be working with the other countries of the UK because once this is gone, we need to ensure this can never, ever, ever happen again. Right, guys? The future is not ours. The future is what we leave behind. And we really need to think about that. We really need to think about what kind of country we need, what kind of world we want to leave behind for our children, okay? The children are uniting us. Let's not let them down, okay? We can't let our children down. They are innocent. They know no different. They have no voice, all right? Adults are easily manipulated, but children, children, they need us. It's our duty. We've had our childhood. It doesn't matter if it was bad or if it was good. We had it. If it was bad, all the more reason to make sure other children don't go through the same, guys, okay? Together, we are winning. We are doing it. We've got them on the ropes. One more tug, and they're going to somersault over them. We've got them, guys. We've got them. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support. Subscribe to our website, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org. Subscribe to YouTube, PCP Wales. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Getter. And let's just keep going. We are making history. Last one's in, first one's out. Last one's in, first one's out. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Common sense, yeah? Let's do it, guys. It came a domino effect in. Let's domino effect it back out, all right? But with a bit of force, yeah? We can do it, guys. The Welsh are the ones. We've got the community spirit, all right, guys? Let's run with it. Let's run with it for the children. Let's make our children proud. Let's leave a world that they can be proud of as well. Thank you all for watching. Good night, everyone.